Let's talk about microphones yet again. Now, I am no expert with audio and microphones, and I still do have my mishaps when it comes to recording audio, but I've been given the chance to test out some of the nice microphones that are around in the market, specifically the ones that are for live streaming and also recording audio altogether, and some stuff that you can use for podcasts and videos like these. So right now I'm recording with my camera but connected to the computer because I am testing out a USB microphone. So this one was sent over by the good people from JG Superstore. JG Superstore is a store, it's a huge electronics and photography video store in the Philippines, and I have been doing some collaborations with them. However, anything they send me is basically something for me to try out. They do not pay me for the things I say, and they do not pay me for the reviews that I give, whether it be good or bad. So in this video, we're going to talk about the Samson Satellite USB microphone and how it can help you in the content that you do. And also because this is something that is really affordable that you might want to try if you have been holding back on purchasing a USB microphone for yourself. So my collaboration with JG Superstore is very simple. I am here to test out some stuff that are really affordable that you might want to try if you're a beginner in a certain field. So recently I reviewed a KNF tripod, which is a starter tripod that I actually recommend for casual photographers and those who are just starting out in photography. And basically the same thing applies here. I am testing out this microphone, which is really affordable. So this one sells at 4,500 pesos, but is on sale for 3,490 for a limited time. I don't know until when that is, but do check it out on their website and on their e-commerce pages on Lazada. So I will leave the links down below in the description. Now you may have already seen a 1-minute review that I did of this one, and honestly I'm doing this simply because there's so much to say about it that you can't fit in just a minute. So this video is actually an extra. So as I said in that video, this is very nostalgic for me because way back 2010, I think, or a bit later than that, I was using a Samson USB microphone, and it was one of the first USB microphones that was out in the market. And that was really a huge help for me because at the time I was writing a lot of music and I just wanted to record them and share them to some people, which I don't think you can find anymore on my social media. I've done a great job hiding all those songs that I wrote decades back. But again, it's really something nostalgic for me. It brings back a lot of memories because back then, if you weren't going to use a USB microphone, you're going to have to use a mixer and maybe a more expensive audio interface. Now, of course, audio interfaces are very accessible nowadays, but for someone who is doing live streams, for someone who is doing voiceovers, and generally someone on a budget who can't spend on a separate USB interface, a separate mixer, for example, and a separate microphone, this is basically all in one for you, and it is a good starting point. So when we open the box, which I've already opened, of course, for the video that I did, this is what we get. Inside here is a pop screen, a pouch, the microphone itself, and 2 cables plus a manual. And in the spirit of being someone who was born in the 90s onwards, we're gonna skip reading that manual. Also, because I know this is something so straightforward, it's not the kind of thing that you would need a manual for. But of course, if you find the need for it, then don't hesitate to do that. There we go. I may have ruined the box. Okay, so what's inside the box again? We have the pouch here. You get why it's there. We have two cables, a USB Type A to USB-C cable, and a USB-C to Lightning cable. Now the port right here is actually USB-C, but we'll talk about that a little later on. Basically, in terms of compatibility, then of course you can use this microphone on your computer, you can use it on your smartphone, you can use it on your iPhone that has its own special type of cable, which is the Lightning cable, and you can use it on your iPad, your smartphone, your Android phone, and pretty much it. Maybe some other consoles as well, but generally that's it. Of course, removable foam here for the microphone, but actually in a setting like this, you don't really need that much. But yeah, off the bat, nice things about this. This looks actually very sleek, kind of looks like a lightsaber, and that's pretty exciting for me. We have a switch right here for the monitor, so you can turn on the monitor on and off because you have a headphone port right here, and you can switch it here and also control the volume of the monitor audio. You have a mute button here, so you can actually press that if you want to mute your microphone, for example if there is someone else talking in your live stream or your podcast. And there is an indicator light here as well. Now, of course, one of the best things here is actually this switch. This switch allows you to choose the polar pattern in which the microphone is sensitive to sound. So you can do cardioid, you can do figure of 8, and you can do omnidirectional. Basically, cardioid is what you would use if there's only one person speaking to a single microphone. So if I were using this right now, it should be like this with about that distance. Shout out to my friend Beachu who made a video about that distance for microphones. So she said that the healthy distance between you and your microphone is actually this. There we go. And next is the figure of 8, which is basically a pattern that is sensitive towards one speaker and the opposite direction. So that pattern is actually perfect for recording yourself talking to another person on the opposite end of the microphone or the opposite side. And of course, omnidirectional means that you are recording everything in every direction. So that's perfect for recording an entire room. Of course, that would depend on the gain of the microphone as well as the distance of the other people speaking or the other things making noises. So there. Another thing, of course, about this, aside from the USB-C port that I may have not mentioned, is this stand. So it makes use of 3 legs, so technically on a tripod, and you can adjust the position, although these legs I think are not tight enough. So if there's anything to improve, maybe just be able to tighten these legs a little bit more just so you can be more secure with the position. But generally you can use the legs. And also at the bottom is a thread for some microphone stands or arms. So that is also an option for you. So now I am gonna plug this in onto my computer and test the sound again for you guys. So I've switched on over to the Samson Satellite, and you can actually also compare the difference between the other microphone that I was using. And this is also a good opportunity to show you the difference in the polar patterns that I talked about earlier. So I am going to switch on over to the different patterns in just a bit. Of course, just to show you and still get my voice, I will switch on over to the figure of 8 because I want to face the microphone towards you. And if this is working properly, then it should be recording my voice as well, even if the front part is pointed towards you. And so let me just focus it on the camera. And this is the mute button. If I press this, you won't be able to hear me, just like this. And there we go, we are back. Of course, also the switch for the monitor on and off. Now you can basically use the headphone port here for your monitor, or you can also use the one on your computer, depending on the setup that you prefer. And of course, there is a knob right there which makes it adjustable, just so you get the right sound that you are comfortable with. Now I'm going to switch it back to cardioid. And for your reference, this is what it sounds like with the cardioid, and I'm going to turn around the microphone. And it should be lessening the sensitivity while I'm facing it this way. When I turn on the figure of 8, then you should be still hearing me at this point. Now I'm going to turn it over, and I'm going to keep talking. You can see the difference. It should be a bit less sensitive when I am on the right or on the left of the microphone. And now I'm going to switch it on over to omnidirectional. And it should be pretty similar with every side of the microphone, unless I accidentally press that mute button, just like I did. And there we go. Back to cardioid. Okay, so let me know what you think. Of course, one last thing that I'm going to do right before I end this video is try to record some acoustic guitar. And do not judge me because I am so rusty when it comes to this. But I just want to show you that this is something you can use if you're someone who likes to record covers, or you just want to document some music that you are writing, or you are in the process of writing. In any case, if you have any questions, do feel free to leave them down below in the comment section. I will try to answer as much as I can. And the link, if you want to get this one, if you're in the Philippines, the link to JG Superstore's website is below as well. And if not, then you can check it out on Amazon or anything similar to that. Thanks for watching.